I would say that we've always tried to eliminate the hierarchy between audience and performer, but it's always hard when you're presenting music in sort of a typical venue space or within sort of typical performance parameters. So I think it was fun just right from the get-go to say, like, we don't want to really engage in that at all, and we want to present something different. And therefore, I think we got to present something that we've kind of always wanted to, but not necessarily had the opportunity to do before.
The artwork influenced us actually when we first came to see the space. I just talked about how we use space in music a lot and try and leave a lot of space. When I entered the gallery and saw how big the space we're using and see the big black circles behind us and stuff, it kind of made me think a lot about space, because that's kind of what especially the black circles, what it kind of represents. So.
I think in society today, I find it hard to reach those levels of relaxation because there's always things going on, there's always distractions and things like that happening. So it was kind of that idea of, kind of bringing people in, giving them the space to try and approach those states of meditation, but then like injecting things that would, kind of distract or in some instances not allow them to fully reach those levels of meditation or relaxation.
The inspiration and the sources we used, it came a lot from, first of all, the title that Whitney had come up with, Mild Body, Mild Mind, factored into it a little bit. We wanted to create something meditative that left a lot of space, but that also was kind of our signature sound of having kind of different, almost like textural kind of sounds going on. So we didn't want it to just be like one drone, but we did want it to leave a lot of space for people to interpret their own kind of things.
The instruments that we use to create the music are mostly electronic instruments. We're utilizing things like modular synthesizers, keyboards, and just guitar pedals, junk. Andrew's using some headphones as a microphone, so there's a way that he's got that hooked up into his system, and he could probably tell you more about that. But so we're using all sorts of things to kind of create, again, that feeling of maybe dichotomy, where it's like there's kind of peaceful, tranquil sounds, but also like weird, jarring sounds going on as well at the same time, and just sort of overlapping things and bringing things in and out.
I hoped that the audience would, especially coming from playing a lot of different kinds of venues in this band, you kind of know what to expect if you're playing an experimental show. But in a show like this in the Esker, we had a nice variety of audience. I think people who normally wouldn't come to this kind of thing were there. So I had hoped that they would find something new or even learn something new about electronic music or about themselves as well, listening to the electronic music. And especially if it was some of the audience's first time listening to this kind of music, then having them just kind of be forced to focus just on the music and the sounds that are happening instead of the distractions around them, I think was a good way to kind of involve them and get them really to focus on the music and see what they could get from it. So.